New England's trusted news source. ABC6 News at 6.
Coming up on ABC6 News at 6 o'clock, one person taken to the hospital after an overnight crash in Pawtucket. Hear what witnesses say led to the collision. And a fire ravaging a local corner store in Providence. We give you a closer look at the damage. Jeff?
Well, Caitlin, it was a beautiful day out there today, but a little speed bump before we get to the second half of the weekend. I'm tracking a shower moving across Connecticut right now. I'll let you know if we could get some raindrops as we head into this evening, plus checking your 7-day forecast. All coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Jeff. Now on to our top story at 6 o'clock on this Saturday evening. One person is in custody after a standoff in North Attleboro last night. Good evening and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. Town officials say police responded to a report of a disturbance on Mount Hope Street last evening around 6:30. When arriving to the scene, they found a man barricading himself inside of a home. Authorities say state police crisis negotiators were called in, and after hours of the negotiating, they were able to peacefully take the man into custody. He was taken to Sturdy Memorial Hospital for further evaluation. And one person was sent to the hospital after a crash in Pawtucket early this morning. Pawtucket police say a car was turned on its side after getting hit at the intersection of School Street and Main Street in Pawtucket around 12:30 this morning. Police say witnesses on scene say the cause of the accident was from someone running a red light. Police say they did issue citations on the scene. And another crazy rollover in Pawtucket last night as an ambulance flipped on I-95 North. It happened around 8:30 Friday night near the School Street exit, backing up traffic as crews responded. Crews eventually removing the ambulance, getting it on a flatbed tow truck, but it was still flipped over at that time. No word yet from state police on what caused the crash or details on any injuries. When we hear back from the state police, we'll be sure to update you on all of our news platforms. And crews responding to a fire that broke out early this morning at a corner store on Chalkstone Avenue in Providence. The Providence Canteen posting these pictures from 5:50 this morning of the Botanica 21 Division store where firefighters were working to put out the blaze. Firefighters also responding to a basement fire late last night in East Providence. Officials say the fire started in the basement of a home on Glen Rose Drive just before midnight. We have reached out to both the Providence and East Providence fire departments for more information on both of those incidents, and we're waiting to hear back. And now let's get a check on the forecast and sending in a video of a warm but cloudy day in South Kingstown this afternoon. Bentley, what a cutie, enjoying the drier conditions. And ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Jeff Manson joins us now live in the Weather Center. Jeff, it was a beautiful day. I know you were at the beach a little bit earlier with your family, but you talked about raindrops coming. So can you fill us in?
Yeah, there's a little shower off to our west, and I do want to say, yes, it was cloudy, but it was also sunny. Does that make sense, Caitlin? Or do I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so it was a day that did have a lot of high clouds. And for that reason, by the way, if you go over to the Now and Local News app and go into the weather tab, you can see a picture that I posted from earlier today. It was an arc around the sun, a halo caused by the sun refracting through the high clouds, because those clouds are made out of ice crystals as opposed to raindrops because they're so high. And what you got was this beautiful, perfect 22-degree arc around the sun, that halo, again, caused by the refraction through what you can still see out there, a lot of high clouds. So yes, maybe not the brightest blue sky at all today. There are some breaks of blue. You can kind of make them out center right half of the screen here on Skycam. But the stations are reporting full sunshine because, again, they have a hard time picking up on some of the cloud cover unless you get to the mid and low level clouds. We don't have any of those yet. Temperatures really comfortable right now, 75 to 80. We've got low humidity. What's this though? This shower kind of coming out of nowhere here. It formed over central New York and it's just kind of kept holding together, now riding up both the Mass Pike and Interstate 84 as it's making its way towards Rhode Island. So we could get a brief shower here, especially in northern portions of our area over the next couple of hours. As you can see, as we get towards, say, 7, 8 o'clock, it is starting to dissipate as we're losing the heating of the day. But yeah, can't rule out some quick raindrops then, and then again tomorrow morning. But we're looking at a really great Sunday outside of that. I'll be back with my full 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Caitlin, we'll send it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. And some headlines we're following for you this weekend. The North Providence Police Department is thanking one of their very own after 20 years of work for the department. Captain Michael Tavarozzi Sr. is retiring after 2 decades, honored this weekend by leaders of the department. North Providence Police sharing these pictures to Facebook, saying he will be greatly missed. And the DEM is investigating after residents near Potter's Cove reported a dead dolphin in an oil spill in Narragansett Bay. These are the pictures and videos from near the Newport Bridge shared with ABC6 News. Environmental officials tell us it was actually a soot discharge, not an oil spill. It likely happened from the generator of a large boat starting up. Onlookers spotting a lifeless dolphin among the soot off of Fort Adams, but that DEM spokesperson says they don't think the dolphin's death is related. And in national news tonight, the fallout continues after what some say was the largest global IT outage in history. Officials say they have identified the issue and deployed a fix after a faulty software update brought airlines, banks, and 911 systems to a standstill. Here's ABC's Ike Ajachi with the story.
The ripple effects of Friday's massive IT outages are still being felt around the world. Air travel, one of the hardest hit industries, thousands of flights canceled or delayed, stranding passengers who were left staring at so-called blue screen of death error messages on airport screens, some airlines resorting to handwritten boarding passes. The Schlotman family heading to Newark Airport to try and catch a different flight to Palm Beach after a 10-hour delay at LaGuardia.
We're going to go there and wait. I'm going to grab a book. My children are going to use the phone and probably TikTok.
Banks and other businesses were also impacted. FedEx and UPS warning customers of possible delivery delays. The Department of Homeland Security says the outage also hit 911 dispatch centers in multiple states, and at least a dozen hospitals also had their operations affected. The outage was traced back to what was intended to be a routine software update issued by CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity firm, but that update crashed machines running on Microsoft Windows. According to a Microsoft blog post, 8.5 million Windows devices were impacted. And while CrowdStrike is not owned by Microsoft, it operates largely on their systems. CrowdStrike's CEO apologizing on CNBC.
We're deeply sorry for the impact that we've caused to customers, to travelers, to anyone affected by this, including our companies.
CrowdStrike has identified, isolated, and deployed a fix for the issue, but the scope of the disruptions show how dependent society is on technology.
I think what we do need to work towards as a goal is resilience, and we need to make sure we have backup systems in place, backup plans, so that if our primary systems don't work, we have something we can turn to.
Ike Ajachi, ABC News, New York.
Thanks, Ike. Coming up on ABC6 News, Democrat leaders are continuing to call for President Biden to drop out of the race. Here are the latest officials to join the movement. And Jeff will be back to let us know how long that beautiful weather out there is sticking around. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I got it.
I got it.
The airport is in 4 miles.
Interesting choice.
You're going on 5th?
Discover performance in rare form.
You got it, but she's delayed.
Get offers on select F-Sport models at the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event.
Get special offers on select Lexus RX models.
This will be the best summer ever. Good times, good people together.
It's Toyota's Best for Less sales event with vehicles from the longest lasting brand. The brand with best resale value for less. You can get affordable 4.99 for 60 months on a fun-to-drive Corolla sedan, which could save you up to $1,100. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance. The Best for Less sales event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Order now for the Saturday, July 27th Cool Summer Nights concert at PPAC in partnership with B101. Yachtly Crew takes you back with soft rock and top 40s hits from fan favorites like Boss Skaggs, Christopher Cross, The Bee Gees, Rupert Holmes, and more. Dress in your nautical best and get ready to sing along. Tickets start at just $10. Order now at ppacri.org. July 27th only at PPAC. Sponsored by the Providence Tourism Council.
This is the GMC Sierra.
powered by the TurboMax engine. With the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Sierra Elevation for around $389 per month. We are professional grade GMC.
Make every day a fresh start. Watch Good Morning Providence.
Welcome back. In national political news tonight, a growing number of Democrats are pushing for President Joe Biden to drop his re-election bid. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump is in Michigan for his first joint campaign event with vice presidential running mate J.D. Vance. Here's ABC's M. Wynn with the latest.
As President Biden continues to recover from COVID in Delaware, the calls for him to end his re-election bid continue. At least 38 congressional Democrats have publicly called on him to step aside. Sources tell ABC News leaders Schumer and Jeffries, as well as former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, have all told the president he will lose to Trump and hurt Democrats running for Congress. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren of California, a close Pelosi ally, one of the latest Democrats to call on Biden to quit the race. Writing in a letter addressed to the president, simply put, your candidacy is on a trajectory to lose the White House and potentially impact crucial House and Senate races down ballot. Our country will pay a dreadful price. Senator Elizabeth Warren showing support for the president, but suggesting the vice president could lead the ticket, telling MSNBC,
Joe Biden is our nominee. He has a really big decision to make. If President Biden decides to step back, we have Vice President Kamala Harris, who is ready to step up, to unite the party, to take on Donald Trump, and to win in November.
But the president releasing a statement saying, I look forward to getting back on the campaign trail next week, though money could be an issue. On Friday, the vice president joined a call with some of the campaign's biggest donors, hoping to restore confidence. But a source on the call tells ABC News some donors were furious because they want Biden to drop out. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, fresh off the Republican National Convention, is in Grand Rapids, Michigan for the first joint campaign event with his running mate, J.D. Vance.
We have never had an election where you have 4 years of one guy and 4 years of the other guy. And who could possibly reject the idea that 4 years of President Trump has been a hell of a lot better than 4 years of Joe Biden?
Security tight at today's event, just 1 week after a gunman shot the former president. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
And coming up, Jeff will be back with the weather breakdown for the rest of your weekend and the week ahead. Stay with us. We'll be right back.